Liquidity providing. Mac was good, bro. Liquidity providing. So I want to give like a little bit of a idea of what liquidity providing is for people who are not familiar with what liquidity providing is and how it works. And then I want to tell you how my mindset has shifted slightly around liquidity providing as everything in life shifts as you gain more experience and more time in the market. So as GRC was mentioning, liquidity providing, you can earn daily income that you can access, right? Where hex you have to stake your shit and you have to leave it there for a period of time. Well, what if you want to pay your bills? What if you want to get cash weekly to utilize for something? You can do that with liquidity providing and you can earn much higher returns. Does this mean that you should not provide liquidity or you should not stake hex? No, not necessarily, right? Maybe providing liquidity is a small portion of your bag. How does it work? You can pick two assets, right? If you invest into crypto and you have more than one asset, say it's hex and maxi, say it's USDC and hex, say it's USDC, Ethereum and hex, it doesn't matter. But if you have more than one asset that you hold, you could take a small portion of that and you could put it into earning you daily income. And this works by you put into a smart contract, and when somebody trades from asset A to asset B, you earn a fee. When somebody trades from asset B to asset A, you earn a fee, right? One thing that has changed for me over this past 6, 8, 10, 12 months or so for liquidity providing, I love liquidity providing, I think it's amazing, is that if you look at V3, so we have to understand V3 to get to the point. V3 liquidity providing, you are able to earn, say, you can easily get 1% a day. Yes, not 38% for staking for 15 years. You can earn 1% per day. Yes, that is accurate. Yes, you don't know what you're talking about, or if you've never seen that before, right? Like it seems crazy. And to do that, you use Uniswap V3, which allows you to put your liquidity in the market wherever you want to put it into the market. And you can put it over the course of, actually, I'll show you this so that you guys be like, oh, this guy's talking bullshit. You can earn 30% in a month. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Let me show you. This is Uniswap.fish, if you've never seen this before. Which is the free calculator that gives you an idea of like how much you can earn in these kinds of things, right? So we're going to pick two assets. We'll assume that this player, whoever it is, has Ethereum and they have hex and they want to put 10% of their bag, 20% of their bag into liquidity providing, right? So they go in here, and let's say that 10% is $10,000, right? So with this, they're earning $40 a day, $39 a day, which is about 11% per month, right? Well, Sam, you just said 30%. Yeah. So if you come down here, remember how I said you can put your liquidity wherever you want in the marketplace? So pay attention to these green lines here, and you'll get to see how this changes. So we're going to come in here, and we're going to come in here. So this, what this is effectively saying in this smart contract is that I'm going to provide liquidity in between the green bottom line and the green top line here, right? And over here, this is the proportion relative to all the other liquidity in the market. This is a histogram of all of the liquidity in the entire market for hex and Ethereum. So what has changed for me, and this is where you get, right, 47%. 47%, that's 1.5% per day. 10 grand, $157 per day versus 38% for staking it for 10 years in hex, right? And I'm not saying you shouldn't stake in hex, right? I have hex. Some of it's staked. Like, I think it's a good thing for most people, right? It's an intelligent thing to do, right? This, I said 10% of your bag. But you can earn passive income you still have to pay taxes on this shit, right? So say you pay a third of this in taxes, right? So you earn $100 a day. What do you freaking do? That's $3,000 a month. Can you use $3,000 a month, right? Pay your bills. Take that $3,000 and invest it into staking for longer term. Take that, buy a rental property. Take that and, build up your reserve. Take that and do a million other things with it. So what's changed for me, right? Over this past year, I think that earning 47% per month is awesome. But what would change that for me? Well, one of the things that changed that for me is that I actually prefer a slightly wider range. And this is something that's relatively new, because I've really enjoyed the narrow range and earning much higher fees. So now you see that I just widened this range. This is 18% per month. And the reason I prefer a slightly wider range is because the adjustments to your position. You can check out my channel. I've got a long laundry list of videos on LP if you care to check it out. There's links in the description. There's a playlist of 2 hours, 3 hours worth of this type of content if you enjoy it. And you can go through, earn an amazing return, 18% a month, but you don't have to adjust your position. And what ends up happening if you have a very narrow range, and we'll wrap this up in just 2 minutes. If you have a very narrow range like this, right? See, this is 82% per month, $276 on a $10,000 amount. That means in 10 days, you earn 25%. 10 days, you earn 25%, guys. Well, when this happens, it moves out of your range. It goes, when the pink line goes, say, out here or out here, you don't earn any fees. And then you have to do the adjustment. And as we were talking about at the beginning of the show, the adjustments cost money, not just in terms of fees and whatnot, but then there's also slippage you have to pay. And then inevitably, you have to adjust maybe on a daily or every other day basis, right? So you're earning massively higher returns, but the cost to that is the extra fees you have to pay in terms of Ethereum fees, Uniswap fees, and slippage, right? And so for me, instead of doing LP in this fashion, this is just over the last 2 months, I have preferred a larger range so that I don't have to adjust the position as quickly. It stays within the range, 25%. Even if you go wider than this, let's just say, hey, I want it to be 10% per month, right? So you're like, come up here, this is 15. So you can even do a wider range than that, right? So this is 12%, right? It'd be like 12%, 10,000, $40 a day. That's amazing, right? I'm completely 100% okay with that. But this way you don't have to adjust your position. And what happens, from my experience, and I have to run the math to show you this, but you're left in the lower performing asset when it moves outside of your range. And now you're taking the lower performing asset and buying the better performing asset. So when you do this and this is from my personal experience, but also the market's been going down, so I don't know this to be true. I'd have to actually run the research, like create a model and test it. If you're super into the math and statistics and would like to collaborate in some way to test this out, reach out to me on Instagram, links down below, because I think this would be valuable research that we can present to the market. We can come up with our own white paper to show people how this actually works. But you inevitably go into the worst performing asset, then you use the underperforming asset to buy the overperforming asset, and the coin count tends to change, right? And so for me, not taking the time to do that and not taking the time to switch back and forth between those assets at a very tight range is something that I personally prefer. I would rather do that than keep it in a very tight range at this moment. In the future, this could 100% change for me. I see that there's a lot of LP thoughts here in the comments. So thank you, everybody who is in here. And if you guys have other thoughts or questions around LP, jump down below to my other channel and just check out all the videos. There's like a couple hours of the videos on this content. Hit me up on Instagram or GRC. GRC is linked down below. Also, GRC is a lot more active on Twitter than I am. So you can hit him up on Twitter as well. You can hit me up on Twitter, but it might take a bit of time to get back to you. Appreciate you guys. And we will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. EST. Peace.
Young folks, you tripping on them motherfucker.
Richard Heart. Richard Heart.
Bought my hex from the fucking start. .1 every day we mark. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Heart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hair restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Heart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hair restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the hex, he is mooning. Looking at wives they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. Pull chains out and they'll get me a check. He's gas up and it got me a mess. Remember the times he died collect. Hex I been eating, I'm dying in the best. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Heart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hair restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Heart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hair restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Richard Heart. Richard Heart.